Anyways, as long as you're following what feels right to you, the question is like whether or not what you're following is from your deepest self.
Yes.
Or if it's just like a convoluted attempt at trying to rationalize what everybody else told you you think you might supposed to kind of be. I don't know.
Cool to know, but that usually comes from like the feeling you would get if like, you know, you get to say I'm a physicist and stuff, and just like the perception you get, you realize that's actually like a very extrinsic motivation to like get to that point, and you'll be surprised how many people are actually doing that.
Oh yeah,
like,
they're in school just for the certificate.
Yeah, just to say the beginning.
Yeah.
Is that going to make them happy at the end of the day, though?
I don't know.
Even if they don't pursue it,
what makes people happy?
Even if they don't like pursue anything higher to discover anything new.
Well, they're just generally gonna feel good about achieving things on that level. But
they is a very externalized. Like, let's try to talk about it as if it's an aspect of ourselves. So
because anything anyone else is capable of is something that we ourselves are capable of. So we have to recognize those qualities in ourselves before we can attribute them to others.
I do have qualities.
Gee, who did I hear that from recently?
Yeah.
There is, you know, some merit in being able to say, you know, the certificate on the wall, even if you're not pursuing anything higher with what that enables you to do, it is an achievement in itself. I think it is cheating oneself out of one's own potential to do it just for bragging rights. Unless you are able to be entirely fulfilled via bragging rights and impressing people.
You mean you're a sociopath?
Yeah, I was going to say,
So
in that case, there's actually something very dangerous about you.
I wanted to think about something kind of funny here. Okay, I've been considering the idea of a sociopath as someone who has no emotions, right? Like, the only thing that really gets them off is success and winning and triumph, right? So,
I think it's important to make the distinction between success and winning, because winning is besting someone else. Success is something completely internal.
Very true. Thank you. And so what we've got is a whole lot of people who are going into the higher educational system right now, having to really push to achieve their way in to get a degree, which is a sense of achievement. So basically, you have to have somebody that's so gung-ho on that achievement that they will dedicate everything in their life to it. In a lot of ways, means chances are they're sociopaths, and if sociopaths don't have any like emotional sort of, because it's like 1 in 25 people is a sociopath.
I think it's
more than that.
Way less.
You think so?
Okay. Because like sociopathy and psychopathy, they share like this lack of empathy.
Yeah.
Or, like,
the only difference is a psychopath is aggressive.
Yeah, but like you kind of put yourself in another person's shoes. You kind of understand what kind of emotional states they're like having, but like psychopaths and sociopaths still experience emotions. That's what guides their action. Like it's essential for them to carry out their goals and do things like that.
I thought the distinction was that sociopaths are as far as the diagnosis goes, criminally apathetic in terms of feeling no empathy, and psychopathy indicates the highest services to oneself. Absolute selfishness, I think, is encompassed within psychopathy. I could have the two backwards, but I think that's how it goes. To be a psychopath is to be self-serving to the point of, well, I mean, sorry for defining something with itself, but acting like a psycho.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so what I was getting at is the idea that, so there's a certain ratio of people, this transcends all cultural boundaries, that just kind of come up that they don't have any empathy for others, which means they can't relate to the rest of the human race.
Yeah.
Okay? Usually those are the kind of people that find the most satisfaction in just like that sense of achievement, triumph, winning.
Yeah.
And if one of the biggest triumphs you can have within society is like, in our society, is like CEO, big paying job, okay, or like doctorate degree in something, like you are the guy. Think about the amount of people that are in the higher educational systems right now that are actually have no way whatsoever to relate to the rest of the planet on an empathic level.
Yeah.
And thus, chances are, if you can't connect and relate with the rest of the planet at an emotional level, then your like creativity level, thus the part of you that lets you like reform the boxes you were brought up in, is so small that we're not going anywhere. We're training the wrong people.
Think about all the people who are already in power.
Yeah.
It's just gonna get worse and worse because these are the people who kind of think of that
But while it's
level
getting
anymore.
worse and worse up there, we're all sorting it out down here. Like, we're getting our shit together, you know? So, like, the canopy is collapsing, but the underbrush has been thriving more
Yeah.
and more.
I agree.